I would like to welcome Dr. Geeta Apuchu, our guest speaker for our segment on importance of mental health and self-love. Dr. Geeta is the chief head at Swapraran, a psychology wellness center in Bangalore. She is an established psychologist with over 25 years of teaching and clinical experience. Dr. Geeta holds a doctoral degree in psychology and two postdoctoral research works collaborating with universities in Norway and Canada. Her experience and expertise as a holistic health psychologist is for individuals, family, adolescents, and adults working with issues like work stress, academic stress, marital stress, stress related to illness, and the pandemic stress. Dr. Geeta has worked with over 500 clients living across the globe to overcome their problems. We are really honored, Dr. Geeta, to have you with us. How are you, Dr. Geeta?
Thank you so much. I'm fine. I hope you're all doing good too.
Yes, we are very good. You are here with us. We are really good. So I hope you have liked our event so far. I think it is interesting as well as informative.
Yes, definitely. I will say that I was not there from the start of the whole program
Okay.
because I had my own commitments. The weekends, usually every
Yeah.
psychologist is generally quite busy because when all of
Yes.
you have holidays, generally people take appointments then.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready to, say my bit.
Okay. So I have a set of questions related to the topic that we would like your expert advice. So let's begin. So the first question that how do you think someone's identity affects their mental health? Do you think gender plays an important role in self-love?
Yeah, first let's talk about self identity. Now, when we talk about self identity, this is indicated not only by somebody's physical self, but also there is a social self, there is emotional self, and if I can add, there is also a spiritual self. You know, so this concept of self is the amount of self knowledge that we have. So it includes our beliefs, our memories, our feelings, thoughts, all the thoughts that we possess. And this again, you will agree, is unlimited in quantity as well as in scope. So, how a person feels about oneself, objective
And
evaluation
okay.
of his or her worth as a person. So, now when we talk that way, the first most important thing that will come to anybody's mind is so there is low and high self esteem. So, low self esteem or high self esteem is not categorized as mental health condition in itself, but it also affects mental health for sure. So, that way, I will say that yes, it does influence mental health. So,
Oh,
the
okay. Hmm.
concerning part is low self esteem, because this basically can be responsible to bring about poor relationships, for example, addictions in people, depression and anxiety. All of this is something which we can understand can come from low self esteem. So we
Okay.
must be very, very conscious of how we are bringing up our children and also as adults, how we are working with our self esteem. Now, when you talk about whether gender plays an important role in self love, there what I will say is that see, cross cultural differences in gender, well, not only gender for that matter, even age is also something that largely affects self esteem. Obviously, self esteem now, this is a component of self love. In fact, culture specific moderators today, what when we talk about, includes socio-economic indicators, socio-demographic indicators, value system in all the different cultures. All of this plays a very, very important role in how we understand person or personality. It is commonly seen that during adolescence, as soon as boys and girls are out of their childhood, in several cultures, girls are more vulnerable than boys. They show more negative psychological health levels.
Okay.
Especially, they have higher stress levels. It is indicated mostly in them in growing adolescence. Some symptoms like depression, eating disorders. I can just quickly name some of this. So gender can influence social perception, and
Okay.
in turn, this influences our self-perception. So now, if I have to specifically talk, social stereotypes, they influence this gender-specific behaviors. We have so many such stereotypes. Boys must do this, and I heard a little when one of the speakers was talking about that pink and blue. Oh, that pink and blue is so much associated with boys and girls. All these stereotypes that definitely influence specific behavior.
Okay, okay. So yeah, gender does play, and these stereotypical people also influence them. So there is like both the things are there. So it's a basically a multi effect basically which is playing a role here, I think. Okay, okay, okay. So next, so Dr. Geeta, all of us can agree that our country has still not accepted mental health as a crucial entity to one's well-being. Sometimes going to therapy categorizes a person as crazy or diseased. So what do you think is the cause of this stereotypical behavior in our community?
Okay, so well, I will agree. Although there has been quite a big change in the world scenario today, it has been around 60 plus years that the World Health Organization has indicated that mental health is a major concern worldwide, not just in
Yes,
India,
yes, yes.
worldwide, declaring that there can be no true physical health without mental health. But
Hmm.
we do not see this kind of balance when it comes to treatments. So, are we able to give that kind of mental health services and support? Well, I will say we are not able to reach out that much. That is true. I will agree. But what about people taking the available support? There again, we definitely must say that we must come out of our shell. We must be able to actually understand that not taking help is a bigger mess in which we are living. When we check our national mental health survey report, it is estimated that 1 in 20 persons in our country,
Mhm.
they show signs of depression. You know,
Okay.
are we aware of this at all? So, in spite of so much of exposure, especially in this generation, there is technological advancement, there is travel experience. In fact,
Hmm.
among the present generation people, but discussing mental health problems is considered a social stigma and thought of as, is it normal to even seek treatment? Well, today people are slowly opening up. They are
Yes,
coming,
yes,
but
yes.
we have a long way to go. In fact, when today I talk of mental illness in my these 28 years, I have seen that is this just a requirement because some depression or anxiety? I will say that when we are talking about especially this topic, self-love, self-esteem, developing, a positive self, then it need not be that there are some mental health issues and hence we need to go meet with a psychologist. Today I will suggest that we definitely need to connect and take professional help in order to experience wellness. And when that is so important, why are we not doing it? Why are we, struggling within ourselves? It should become a part of education also. It should
Yes,
become
yes,
a
yes.
part of, parenting. So that way our society can definitely experience this positive outcome of what we are today discussing, this concept of self, concept of self-love, concept of self-esteem, a better, self-worth and all of that. Um, in India, we all agree, and definitely we definitely respect that strong socio-cultural framework that we have. Our family culture is so strong, and we definitely get a lot of support. There is always this first thing that let's go and consult and talk and discuss with our elders. That is there, but what happens is this gap to experience mental wellness through professional help, that is definitely still missing. I think
Hmm.
we should all start experiencing this ease to go and take professional support.
Okay, okay. I think, yeah, as you rightly said, that things are improving, and
Yes.
I hope, yeah, with time and with education spreading to more people, I think the younger generation which is coming in India, I think maybe in a span of maybe 5 years, 10 years, I think there will be a slight change in that mental status, and I think people will seek uh, doctors so that because it's better for them, right? And it's
Yes.
required, like a medicine is required when we have a headache. So if something goes inside head, I think that is more important. So yeah. Okay, so moving to the next question. So empirical studies suggest that youth who identify as LGBTQ can actually find themselves faced with greater challenges, as we had in the discussion also, not only outside but also at society. They go through discrimination, harassment, inequality. So do you have any advice to the kids out there who are going through the similar crisis?
Um, well, to the group in particular, or if I have to say as a psychologist, to every growing mind, my first and foremost, you know, small suggestion to one and all who are listening today or to whom this talk can be accessible, I would want to say that the family plays a very important role.
Okay.
There are these parental expectations, and that is not, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. But then, what happens is, are we able to understand that this reaching perfection, this has become, unsaid expectation within every family. And when we are talking about reaching perfection, this is reaching perfection in anything and everything. So the kind of difficulties that growing minds are today facing is because this whole process is developing unworthiness within us. You
Hmm.
know, just running behind all those expectations and trying to be perfect. This is the first start of the process of developing unworthiness. Say, so what happens is that all of us then we start looking for acceptance. So I do this. Am I accepted this way?
Hmm.
Are you okay? Are you happy with me because I'm doing this? I wait for being appreciated. So then what happens is, okay, fine. I work hard and I reach these bars. Then again, there is a bar that is set. Then I again want to further raise those bars because this automatically happens within the family. In whatever we do, whatever kind of performance, be it in our behavior, be it in what we are achieving, this is something which is going wrong. And that is something which we need to ease out. So, this is not in particular to certain groups, but it is to one and all that let's make life more beautiful in trying to understand that should we actually go through this very cumbersome ordeal of becoming that perfectionist? That's not required.
Correct.
What
Hmm.
I would want to say is that this low self-worth, I was talking about being unworthy, so this low self-worth is actually leading to several mental
Hmm.
illnesses. We must be able to understand that uh, uh, you know today if we are talking about there should be social acceptance for everyone, right? There is discrimination. Like it was very nice to hear one of the speakers say that, there is so much of discrimination within the community.
Hmm.
But I'm saying that all this discrimination in any regular community also exists. So, in order to start understanding how we can respond and how we can help ourselves, so we need to understand that this particular LGBTQ community, it is not a mental illness. It is not a showcase of any kind of a psychopathic personality trait or anything like that. And hence, even for this community, kids, I will say that let's start cultivating that self worth. See,
Yes.
cultivating self worth is an ongoing process or
Hmm.
practice. It is not like a one time thing. It is not like a sudden thing that comes as, a sudden revelation within us. So it is a process, and we need to develop it right from our childhood. So the home must be a congenial environment, right? All this, even the society, competition and all this is perfect. Let that all be there. But then when we know how to grow up understanding our own self-worth, then it is not going to be difficult for us. So what do we need for that? If you ask me, it has to be unconditional self-worth.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
know, that
Hmm.
there should not be any conditions whatsoever. And how do we learn this? We learn just like how we learn the right grammar when we are learning it for the first time, the right multiplication and addition, mathematics. So let's learn the mathematical equation of life in the best possible manner. Is it possible to do that? Yes, it is possible. We need to build more harmonious individuals, and it starts right from childhood. So the kids should be essentially given that beautiful space. We are not going to make any compromise in neglect or discipline for that matter, but here we are talking about unconditional self worth. That is so important because this provides us the experience to be alive in the real sense. Otherwise, we are
Agree.
alive just running behind goals. We have this goal to reach and that goal to reach, but this is a better way to actually live. One life, let's live it beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh, so it is very distinct from self-esteem, which is all about what are we doing in our lives. So self-esteem basically is always this calculation: where have we reached? What our accomplishments are in our life? This basically brings about the understanding of our esteem. And who is doing this evaluation? Self. I am doing it about myself. So what we need to understand is that we need to basically remember that feeling worthy is not arrogance, right? So we need to be able to train children, growing up children, in such a manner that when we are developing the self worth, so this feeling worthy is not arrogance. That is such an important thing that we need.
Yeah. So I think even that it's not being selfish also. I think being self-worthy is not selfish also.
Not at all. Not
Yeah.
at all. You're so right.
Okay.
Yes, not at all.
I think you have answered so many of the questions, so many of the answers in just one explanation. That was like very good. I'll just ask you, Dr. Geeta, one last question. So, what do you, a final message or a piece of advice you would give to all of us who are finding it difficult and hard to accept and love themselves on a daily basis? Just a final message so that we can apply in our life and even we can also tell others so that they are able to live a happy life and they are able to accept themselves basically. Yeah.
Well, I'll take this opportunity to say that, self love is not a linear process,
Hmm.
right? We need to develop our sense of self. That is so important. It has got nothing to do with our achievements, because I said
Hmm.
it's a practice and it's a process that should go on.
Okay.
So it is the matter of knowing our own value, knowing our own self worth. And in this exercise of self acceptance, it is necessary for us to reflect on our errors and mistakes. That is very,
Okay.
very important, because only when we do that, then we are able to let go. That
Hmm.
will also help us to develop the art of kindness. And that is so much required towards ourselves. This is so much necessary today that we see. I want to explain this very quickly, and probably that will be my last statement to suggest to people why should we develop this whole art of self love. yes, you said it is not selfishness, and I indicated that this has got nothing to do with arrogance. And why should we actually develop it? And since it is a process, why should we continuously, work towards this? And
Mhm.
we means, it's not just for kids, it's not just for us to mentor our kids, it's for all of us too. Because see, when we're talking about self-love, then this whole personality development, we're all in different phases, right? At each different age groups, there's this requirement for us to grow. And that is why we say that all of us need to do this exercise. So what happens, see, in our mind, we usually have narratives.
Mhm.
So every time there is a narrative, what we need to do is that we need to just let go of how we think we should be, how we should feel. And basically, all this is always based on certain
You went on mute, Dr. Geeta. You went on mute. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, sorry. Once we do that, then what will happen is basically we start experiencing that we don't have to consider ourselves unworthy because of how we have labeled ourselves based on those narratives in our mind. So that will basically help us to feel worthy just the way we are, and that teaches us self acceptance. And that starts this beautiful journey of self confidence and that worthiness. You will find that we are able to do a bit and do it well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
each of us are so unique,
Yes,
and
yes,
we just need to feel good about the way we do our things, and appreciate ourselves for it,
yes.
which definitely is not arrogant. So arrogance is a different thing where that flavor can mar the effect of growth. So there we need to be very cautious, and clarity in the narrative will help us to understand the difference between a very negative growth and that positive growth that I was emphasizing upon.
Okay, okay, I understood. Thank you, Dr. Geeta. That will be all for today. So really, really appreciate you for gracing us with your time. It has been absolutely pleasure conversing with you.
Yeah,
We have,
thank you. I must say that as a psychologist, this one ethics that I follow is that anytime I'm requested to come and talk on any kind of a topic that will make a better wellness initiative in the minds of people, I always willingly take it because Swapreran is an initiative that I started only for this, that the more and more it reaches out to people to understand what mental wellness can do, how can it bring about a beautiful difference in our life, in our quality of life. I never miss this opportunity, irrespective of how busy the schedule is. I'll make it a point to say that at least if I can make a difference in one person through an August gathering, then work is done for at least today. You'll
yes.
agree with me. So
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you to Bhumi, the NGO, to actually organize such a platform. And in fact, um, when we talk about a role of a psychologist, what I will say is that we usually work, at least I will say that I always work on a one-on-one individual basis,
Okay.
still believing that each individual is
You are on mute. You are on mute, Dr.
all of us should learn the art of you know connecting with a mentor, with a psychologist, in order to start experiencing this wellness in forums. We cannot have very generic and open tips which will work for everyone. And hence, when we connect at an individual level, one on one, with a psychologist, it makes a big difference. So I'll in fact use this forum to also say that let us not, keep our feelings to ourselves. Whatever the feelings may be, be it related to our self-worth, be it to, the kind of discrimination or whatever, it is required that you should open up, speak to a professional, and take help, take support, so that you will learn that you don't have to struggle. It need not be an inner struggle.
Correct. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot on the way, and I guarantee you have really helped us change our perspective. Really, thank you, Dr. Geeta. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for everything. Thank you for this conversation.
Thank
Thank you so much.